all the hot girls make it pop, pop, pop. Bad with the bag, say ay, ay, ay. If he ain't talking about no.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video with the Criminal Justice Educational Program held here at Smith Vocational and Agricultural High School. I'm Brooke.
And I'm Abby.
And today we are going to be covering the case of Megan Thee Stallion. Alright guys, let's get started.
Aye. To his friend. These don't be mad at Megan. These mad at Megan's law. I don't really know what the problem is, but I guarantee y'all don't want me to start.
Okay, so before we get started, I don't know if you guys know who any of these people are. So we got Tory Lanez, which is this guy. He was the one who allegedly shot Megan Thee Stallion. He's known for songs like The Color Violet. And then we have Megan Thee Stallion, the victim in this case, and she's known for songs. I got my Spotify up. She's known for songs like WAP.
Make it drop, that's some wet and cushy. Now get a bucket and a mop.
The new song Hiss with the Nicki Minaj beef.
We kissing and telling, say he'll play up, but he in his feelings. Bet I won't give up the again. I gave it to his friend. These don't be mad at Megan. These mad at Megan's law.
And songs like Savage with Beyonce.
I'm a savage. Okay. Classy, bougie, ratchet. Okay.
So now that we know a little bit about who everyone is and what they do, we're just gonna talk like a little bit about the case and what allegedly happened. So on July 22nd, 2020, Megan and Tory Lanez were really good friends, and they went to a party with Megan's friend Kelsey Harris to Kylie Jenner's house. And it was just kind of like a fun celebrity party. People were drinking, they were having fun.
As one would at Kylie Jenner's house.
It's Kylie Jenner's house.
Like, why wouldn't you? Disclaimer, we do not condone underage drinking.
It's also important to add that Kylie Jenner lives in Hollywood Hills, which is in the proximity of other people like neighbors and other celebrities. So this party was very loud, and it was known that it's a party because it's Kylie Jenner.
Mm-hmm. There was a lot of people.
Yeah. Kylie Jenner, Kris Jenner, all the Jenners were there. So a bunch of people knew there was a party and stuff was going on. After a fun night of partying and drinking, Tory Lanez, Megan Thee Stallion, and Kelsey Harris got into the car with Tory Lanez's bodyguard, who he was allegedly driving the black SUV at the time. And
it's Tory. It's okay. The Cancel Podcast doesn't cut.
Okay. So after the party at Kylie Jenner's house, they all got into a black SUV that was Tory's, and the bodyguard was driving, and Megan Thee Stallion was in the passenger seat, and Kelsey Harris and Tory were in the back. And after they had all got into an argument, Megan had gotten out of the car, and Tory had shot her 5 times in the feet, telling her to start dancing.
It must have been a very heated argument.
What do you think about that?
That's a lot to take in. I do gotta say that. You know, they did get into an argument after a party.
And how he shot through his own car.
Yes, he shot through his own
feet.
car. So he pulled out his gun and he shot his friend. Like, that to me doesn't really sound. Oh.
Do we have to take this down? Can we leave this on?
You two are very comfortable in here.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, I just think it was really crazy how that happened and how we kind of went from 0 to 100 for all of this. So.
Yeah. You guys might be thinking, why do you guys look a little bit different? Maybe because we were interrupted a 1,300 times.
By Miss You-Know-Who.
So we did a little stuff, came back, had a quick change, and now we're back. So we're just gonna get right back into the fun. So where we left off, after she had gotten shot 5 times.
After she got
gotten shot 5 times in the back of the foot by Tory. The neighbors heard the gunshots, and then they called the police saying that they heard gunshots, but they didn't want the police at their own house.
Yeah, they were like very concerned about what happened, but they didn't want the police to know anything about them, which I think was just probably the neighborhood that they were
Kind of sus.
in.
Yeah, the neighbors called the police. Megan was taken to Cedar Medical Hospital, and Tory was arrested. The next day, Tory was already in jail, and he had called Kelsey, Megan's friend, from the LAPD, and it was like an apology call in a way, but he just 7 times. I'm so drunk, I didn't mean to, like, I was out of it, I didn't mean to do it. And then he wanted them to bail him out so that the public wouldn't see him as this horrible person, when in reality he didn't really care what like they thought, but he just wanted to keep his coverage from the media. And then he said he didn't know what was going on because he was so drunk. Like, girl, you know what happened. And then he was like, I would never do that. And while he's saying this, he's like asking Kelsey if Megan's okay from being in the hospital, where she is, how she's doing.
Like, girl, you got shot.
Yeah, like, you literally shot her. You think she's gonna be okay? Like, just use your smart brain. And it's like an apology call, but in a way, it's like kind of like he's guilt tripping her
Yeah,
to like try to get him out of jail.
because they were friends before, and I feel like if I mean, that was kind of like extreme, but like I feel like
Yeah.
he might have wanted to like keep the friendship, but that was not gonna happen.
Yeah.
During Megan's recovery, because she did go to the hospital and underwent surgery for her injuries, but as she was recovering, she was really active on like Instagram and Instagram Live and stuff like that. She had her own story to tell, because if you do look online at this case, these are all over the place. Like, there's a lot going on and nobody has a set story of what happened, because everybody has a different like opinion of what happened. So this is kind of what Megan said. She claimed that she was in Lane's car on July 12th, 2020. The car was Lanez's, and as you said, like, the bodyguard and her friend was there, and they were all in an argument, and Lanez actually shot her through the back window. Although Megan originally told the cops that she cut her foot on glass. So I thought this was kind of weird. It might have just been like a shock type of thing, like she didn't really know what to say to the cops.
It could also been like, since they were friends before, she wanted to keep that friendship and like not be like, oh, you did this.
He shot me.
Yeah.
You know? So flash forward to the actual court case. The LA prosecutor's statement, I'll quote it of what he said. So he said the defendant and the 24-year-old victim got into an argument while riding in an SUV in the Hollywood Hills. The victim exited the vehicle, and Peterson, which is Lane's real name, is accused of shooting several times at her feet and wounding her. So
they obviously had a clear image of what happened, and they weren't trying to cover it up.
So yeah, she's in the hospital this time, and he gets arrested. So what he gets arrested for at this point was a charge of carrying a concealed weapon in a vehicle. It wasn't actually for shooting Megan. It was just because he had a gun on him.
So Lanes was taken to Claire Shortridge Fultz CJ Center. There he pleaded not guilty. He said he didn't do any of it. He said it was like on accident. He didn't do it, blah, blah, blah.
Which is kind of weird, because she went to the hospital to get like bullet fragments out of her foot. So that doesn't really make any sense why he would not plead not guilty for that. But
and then at the court, they had the firearm examiner come, and I don't even know. Her name was to examine like the incident and what happened, and her name was Shriven Von Son, like the LAPD, and they stated that The gun that he used was a semi-automatic 9mm Luger caliber. And to shoot that gun specifically, you needed 8.5 pounds of force. It's also found on the floor of the black SUV the night it happened. So his story is obviously not matching up if there's all this evidence like stated against him. Also, she was shot 5 times. The cartridges, casings found on the scene also matched the ones from the gun. So it's like, if the cartridges match to the gun found,
There's all this like obvious evidence here.
yeah, obvious evidence.
It's a little too streaky for me. Streaky is it's
And it was really the firearm that like really told them like, this is him, like he did this, like it's his gun, he can't.
That I want to see what you just said written on paper.
If he's pleading not guilty and the cartridges match the ones in the gun,
Yeah.
make that make sense, girl.
Yeah.
make it make sense. And the police also said they found the gun like warm, and it was like a super like cold night, so that didn't really make sense to them if they found it warm and it was cold. And they also said they found it in the slide lock position, showing that the gun was recently used and all the rounds had been fired. So
we found out later that Lanez actually offered Megan and her friend Kelsey $1 million to keep quiet about the incident, which is why we think that she might have said that she had glass in her foot and not a bullet.
$1 million is $1 million.
Yeah. Get that bag.
Yeah, get that back, girl.
However, she did not, because we know about it now. So,
Yeah.
yeah. After a 3-day hearing, Lanez was found guilty of 3 charges on December 23rd, 2022. So he was found guilty of assault with a firearm, illegal possession of a gun, and negligent discharge of a gun for shooting Megan Thee Stallion. The thing about this gun, it was unregistered.
Which I think might have been why it took them so long to figure it out.
Yeah.
Because they like couldn't tie him to the weapon specifically.
Yeah.
Because it like wasn't his. But it was, but it wasn't.
When in Rome.
Yeah, when in Rome.
The maximum sentence for these 3 crimes that he committed is 22 years and 8 months. But since there's this law in California,
Well,
what is it?
one side, like the prosecution wanted him to go for more than 22 years. Like they wanted him to get the max that he could, but the defense only wanted him to go for, it was like 5 or 7, I think. So to get the middle ground, like the middle land, they had to use California's laws and get 10 years.
In the very end, he was sentenced to 10 years in prison, and that's where he is today. Our overall thoughts about this entire case is that it's kind of crazy how 3 people went from being like best friends to now Megan is injured and Tory is in prison.
Who you taking shots at?
I think it's like how he tried to hide it all
Yeah, and keep his like reputation, but
over his
You know.
friends.
yeah,
Was probably
like his
the
friend's
most-
life. Like
Yeah.
shooting someone is something serious.
Also paying them like $1 million
Yeah.
to keep quiet.
Yeah.
When it's like, do I want to have you as a friend anymore after you just shot me?
Yeah.
Why is it like enemies to lovers trope?
Okay, make sure you guys let us know your thoughts down below because this is pretty crazy. And don't forget, make sure to smash that like button, smash that big red subscribe button, and smash that bell icon so you never miss another upload. From the Smith Vocational and Agricultural High School Criminal Justice Education Program. Thank you for watching our video. We really appreciate it. Brooke and Abby.
Sin said he wasn't made for you. Angels.
Okay. Is that it?
I guess.
Or
So.
Disclaimer. We do not. What is it?
Condone.
We do not condone. Okay. Well, we have to say it together.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So. Okay. So
I
they.
took the date wrong, but it's okay because they don't use sound. And later on, we're definitely gonna talk about how in the court, the firearms like person, like what are they called?
I don't know.
Specialist, a firearms specialist.
Yes.
Like
We've already said that. Okay, so. Oh. Okay.
who did it better? Me or him? Why he look like a TikTok baddie?
Okay, so after.
All right.
Stream Megan's new music. Disclaimer. We're on Megan's side.
Megan's side.
Stream Megan's music.
Stream hiss.